Hey beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mimi, just doing me. We are looking good and we are feeling good. How are you guys doing? I'm back. It's Rosie. I hope you guys have enjoyed all the travel content, and yeah, it feels good to be back. A little bit sad that I'm back in London where it's cold, rainy and freezing. Miss the sunshine, miss the private villas, but it's good to be around family and friends. And today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about well, I had a comment the other day that kind of made me feel a little bit bad, so shout out to you, L. Thompson. She kind of said that she'd been supporting my channel for years, right from the start, and it sucks that now she can't watch the dating content anymore because she can't afford my Patreon. So I want to talk to you guys about why I moved my dating content to Patreon and why I actually privated all my old dating videos, in case you hadn't already noticed. But first of all, shout out to the sponsors of this video, Arabella hair. Yeah, shout out to Arabella hair. They sent me this bomb water wave unit, and I've been waiting to get my hands on this because they actually shipped this while I was in Lanzarote, and I've just been waiting to come back and put this cute little bad boy on. So she is 20 inches. She is pre-plucked, natural looking hairline. She is giving me sass and fairness and banging curls and whatnot. She's giving me body, she's giving me fullness, and she's just giving me just that natural curly diva life. So I keep looking at the monitor there, but yeah, this hair is absolutely bomb. It's going to be linked in my description box. It is 20 inches water wave from Arabella hair, and I believe the hair is Brazilian. The hair itself is really full. The curls are popping, and I haven't had to do anything to it. What I did do, I cut off the lace, of course, and I put makeup on the hairline. But other than that, no baby hairs, but none needed yet. So you can see that it's been thinned, the hairline's been plucked, and it's not just like a straight, you know, hairline. It actually like frames the face the way it should do. I could have done a little bit of a better job at laying it, but it's my first time, so we will get there with this unit. But it looks banging. I'm so happy with it, and I am going to be rocking this everywhere. So guys, I don't know if Arabella can give me a discount code, but if they do, all the information about this hair as well as the direct link to it will be linked in my description box. Feel free to check it out. We are looking good and we are feeling good, eh? Oh, and by the way guys, Arabella hair are a black owned company, so if you're all about supporting black brands or black owned businesses, especially black hair companies, this is your chance, you know, to support the movement, support a sister. It's a black owned Nigerian hair company, so definitely check them out, definitely support if you can. Yes. Okay, so to talk about my move to Patreon. So I don't know when I started Patreon now, I can't remember. I think I made a push for it maybe 5 months ago, and it was a subscriber. Shout out to you, Sarah, and she was just like, Mimi, do you have a Patreon? I want to support you. It was kind of like when the pandemic really hit in summer, and I was still looking for a job, and financially I just wasn't doing too great. And some of my subscribers were like, where's your Patreon? Where can we support you? And because they were giving me money, I hadn't started posting anything on there, to be honest. I didn't have any content on there, but because my Patreon followers, I only had a handful of them then, were supporting me via giving me money, I felt like, you know what, why don't I start creating content just to pay them back, private content, which is what Patreon's all about. It's all about creating additional content on top of your main platform, to people that are I don't know, would you say, I don't know what you'd call them, extreme fans, I don't know, but people that want to support you financially. That's what Patreon's really all about, and I had it for years, but I never advertised it, never promoted it. And you know, in summer I really felt like it was the right time because I did need that additional support. And then I just realized, do you know what, like, I think I'd been in denial about like my dating content on YouTube and how it was affecting my dating life currently. I didn't want to admit that men that I was dating this year especially, and even last year I think with Gabriel, were finding my channel or watching my content, and it was freaking them out and they were running scared. Like, I didn't want to admit that that was what was happening. But that was what was happening. And I think like it took a situation with a guy, I think I was calling him Navy, where I accidentally revealed my channel to him. I've spoken about it on Patreon, giving them the full lowdown, but I accidentally revealed my channel to him, and of course he went and probably binge watched all my videos, and then suddenly decided that we didn't have a good enough connection and we weren't compatible, and yada yada yada. And I don't blame him, because I had completely lied and said that I didn't have any social media. I was even like, I didn't have any Instagram, because I just didn't want to risk anyone that I was dating finding, because if you find my Instagram, it's easy enough to then find my YouTube. So I inadvertently exposed myself, and you know, less than, you know, a week later, all of a sudden we didn't have a connection. And I just really realized then that it was a pattern of behavior, men especially this year, just suddenly going ghost, or suddenly overnight their attitude changing. And I just realized it was obviously down to YouTube. And I don't know why. I think it was just denial and not wanting to admit there's something that I really loved doing, which is sharing my life, my journey. On YouTube was having such a negative effect, but I had to own up to it. And after that, it just made perfect sense. Like, obviously I'm in therapy at the moment, and I had a discussion with my BetterHelp counsellor, and I really credit that for allowing me to make a decision that I'd been reluctant to make for over a year. Like, it's not the first time I thought, you know, YouTube was negatively impacting my dating life, but I didn't have the courage, or I didn't have the confidence to make that decision until I went to therapy. And I really discussed it with my counsellor, and I discussed it with my sister as well, so I'd like to give my sister credit. And I just made that decision that no, that was going to be the last time where that happened. I was going to be more honest and upfront about my channel. I definitely do not want to be making content, or like, YouTube is not my life. Like, it's something I really enjoy doing, and I've enjoyed doing for years, but there were definitely times when I absolutely hated it. It drove me to depression, and that was in large part to do with people's negativity and unsolicited advice and opinions on my dating life. And that, to be honest, was one of the main reasons why I first stopped posting my dating content on YouTube, because I was just tired of having to deal with that. Like, you know, it's like, I've spoken to other bloggers, and they've just said to me, you know, they don't know how I do it, because it's one thing when someone says, oh, they don't like your hair, or they don't like, you know, the clothes you're wearing. When people start attacking, you know, your personal life, the person you're dating, the decisions you're making, it stings a lot deeper. And I just didn't want to find myself back in that situation where, you know, depression was calling again. And that was one of the first reasons why I put the content on there. But BetterHelp and my sister, and like the situation that happened with Navy, was why I actually ended up privating all my old videos and story times. I don't know how many of you guys noticed that my dating playlist, I think it's still there, but like, it has lost a lot of its content. So no more of those dramatic story times like 4 years, 5 years ago, because I never wanted people that met me now, after I've grown, after I've matured, after I'm in a different stage of my life, to be judging me on videos from 4 or 5 years ago. And it was what kept happening. And I made that decision. I'm so happy I made that decision. I'm so excited, you know, to date freely without the burden of YouTube hanging over my shoulders. The guy I dated recently, or I'm dating, like, he knows all about my YouTube, all about my Instagram, and I don't have to worry about that drama anymore. So as much as I am sorry that there are people that, you know, have supported me from day one and feel like they're being cut out of the mix and left out because they can't support on Patreon, I'm so happy I made that decision. And I feel like Patreon allows me to open up, be my honest self privately. This is the way you would, you know, in real life, without somebody, the person you're dating, essentially reading your diary and essentially, you know, reading how you feel about them, about other people, about situations that you've not opened up to them about. And also, it just keeps most of the trolls away. Like, there's no negativity on Patreon when I post certain videos or any videos. It's just love, it's just support, people that want to see me do well, people encouraging me, and I love that. Like, when you're sharing really personal bits about your life, trust me, you don't want all that negativity and all that drama, and I just love how supportive that community is. So I just wanted to explain, because I do feel bad, but I just feel like it's the right decision for where I'm at in my life. I know some people feel like it's a lot of money, but for me it's deliberate to keep certain people out. I haven't made it super affordable. It's to keep the people that I need to keep out. So but what I will say is that I do try and post quite regularly on there. I do open up quite a lot. Like, I'm very vulnerable in there. I've shared, you know, a lot of the stuff that's happened to me over the last year. I've opened up a lot about some situations that you guys wanted to know about on there. And if you do support on Patreon, you actually get access to all the videos, not just the ones in the month you subscribe. You get access to all the videos from previously, so I would say it's also good value for money. But anyway, I just wanted to open up. I wanted to kind of apologize, but also just say it's not going to change. That's the way it is moving forward. The dating content will only be on Patreon from now on, just to save myself the drama and the heartache. But I do want to bring some dating content back, not my life, but you guys remember Moments with Me, where I was inviting you guys on to talk about your dating dramas. I definitely want to bring that back and share your stories again. That's how I met my really good friend Kiki, and I've had a few of you guys on the channel over the years, and I definitely want to do more of that. So if you've got a funny dating story time where you catfished, was he not who he said he was, like, talk to me in the comment section. Reach out to me via my business email in my description box on Instagram. Let's sit down, girl, let's chat. So dating content is not completely gone. I will still come back and give you guys general chit chats. I don't mind doing some Q&As or some ask me type situations where you guys tell me about your situations and I give you guys my insight. Like, I feel like I will always have love for the fact that my channel started very much as a dating channel, but now we've moved to just lifestyle, and ultimately I want to be a travel content creator. That's always been my goal, so I'm going to keep heading in that direction. Thank you so much for everyone who supported me right from the get-go. I do not take your support for granted, but I hope you understand that I don't want my life to be stunted here. I want to keep growing, I want to keep progressing, and I want to be able to have healthy relationships that have the chance to blossom without the spotlight of YouTube on them. So I mean, you're just doing me. I'm looking good, I'm feeling good. Don't forget to check out Arabella hair. Shout out to you guys. Have me out here glowing and whatnot. Hey, catch you guys in the next one. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
She said